to like throw it way back. So I used to just really like YouTube, and then I made a channel because I was like, oh, I see that Zoella's bought this really nice big house. A nice big house. So I was like, maybe I could do YouTube and be really successful for really doing not much. Little did I know how hard it is and how uninterested people are in my beauty regime. So I used to do like really bland videos like what's in my bag, where I just like prep my bag as well. It wasn't actually what was in my bag, I just put my nice things.
You like about that as well?
Like, oh goodness, it's just my lovely fancy purse from Harrods. I don't really use that. So anyway, it was all lies. And then one day, like 2 years later, I used to get like 50 views a video, like it was just not great. And then one day I was saying to my housemate, I was like, oh, shall I film like 50 facts about me? She was like, no, Amy, nobody cares. I was like, okay, and she was like, but you have a degree in musical theatre, so you should probably talk about that. So I did a video about like audition songs to avoid. And then I did a few more weeks of like, you know, my skincare routine, my morning routine that no one cares about, not even me, because I don't even have one. It's literally like, get up, get out the house, do you know what I mean? Like, it's nothing fancy, whereas I'm like, this is my moisturiser and my cleansing lotion, which I don't even use and I would buy for the video. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. But anyway, then I slowly started doing more theatre videos, and then I kind of got a bit of a community of people, and yeah, that's
became a sensation.
Yeah, but which one was it that's had over millions of...
Definitely not millions, but so basically I was at the Fringe, and I looked at my subscriber count and I was like, yesterday I had like 500, now I've got like over 2,000. And I thought that somebody had like hacked into my account and was like paying for me to get like subscribers. I was like, it's a strange thing, but you never know with people on the internet. Because my video that week like didn't really have any views. So anyway, I was scrolling through, and one of my videos it was my audition song video, from like a year previous, just suddenly had loads and loads of views for no reason. And yeah, that's how people still come to my channel a lot. I suppose people, when they're looking for like drama school auditions and stuff, they're looking for like audition songs to avoid. And you know, I was talking about me in my bedroom, so people.
So there was no big plan like I'm going to start a YouTube channel and become famous. So.
Well, I mean, I did want to be Zoella, and I did want to live in a big house in Brighton, but that didn't happen. So, but no, not really. I suppose at first I was like, this will be so easy, and you know, I'm going to be like super famous, and I'm going to get a house, and I get my own beauty line in Superdrug, and. You know, it's actually really hard, so...
I got a check once from Google. I was like, oh, what's this? It was £23. I was like, that's really weird. It turned out that was 5 years of YouTube.
Yeah,
that's what I made.
To live it.
Yeah, which is crazy. So what's been the craziest moment of it all so far, of your YouTube life?
I think... whenever somebody comes up to me and talks to me about YouTube, it's a bit like, that's really strange to me. Because I like make a video and then I put it up and then I kind of forget about it. Like I don't like watching them back. Although sometimes I'll rewatch one back by accident, I'm like, you're so funny, Amy. Not to toot my own horn, but... so I don't really like think about them again. And when people come up to me, that's always quite amazing. And I went to Broadway Con in New York in January, and I stage doored the Cher show, which I am obsessed with. Thank you, who with that? Amazing, right? Amazing. Goddess warriors we are.
We have to take a moment to thank Amy for being here on this really sad day, because today the Share Show is closing on Broadway.
I know, lit a candle. And
Amy was saying she nearly just booked to go to the final performance, but we're glad she's here with us instead.
I know, it's heartbreaking stuff. But I went to the stage door, and I don't really stage door, but I did because we had such a good time at the show, and Stephanie J. Block was in it, and we were like, maybe we'll get to meet Stephanie J. Block. We didn't, because she didn't come out. But other people did, and this guy came out who was in the show, and I was like, oh my god, I love the show, with my playbill. And he was like, oh my god, you're Amy Lovatt. And I was like, what? But I was so hyper from having seen the show and having enjoyed it so much that I just kind of stared at him and yelped a little bit, and then he went down the line, and then he came back and he was like, oh, can I have a photo with you? And I was like, you're on Broadway. Why? But yes, absolutely. But it was a weird moment, and I suppose just seeing somebody on Broadway, which is the ultimate, it's like a dream that you can't even comprehend as being something that you would aspire to be, like a performer from Blackpool, to be on Broadway, for somebody to know who you are there, that was
crazy.
And yeah, I suppose there was a community of people that when I went to the theatre, people would talk to me and stuff, and it's just very strange because you see people comment and stuff, but it's when it's more tangible and you can see them in person and kind of put a face to a name. And
do you get recognised a lot in New York? Because Amy, those that may not know, does a lot of Broadway YouTube stuff, more than London. So I imagine when you go to New York that your fans are mostly there.
Yeah, when I went to New York, every time I went to the theatre, somebody came up to me and in the theatre places, do you know what I mean? Nobody's coming up to me in Foot Locker. But I'm not being a Foot Locker, but you know what I mean? You get the gist. Yeah, so quite, in theatre places, yes, but in other places, not really. Somebody tweeted at me that they walked past me on the street and I was so mock, I looked like absolute trash. And they were like, I've just walked past you at this station. I was like, no, it wasn't me. I was like, please don't see me outside of a theatre setting. God, I look like trash.
What celebrity have you met, or person in theatre, that has made you the most starstruck? That you've not been able to speak, or have you met any of your idols?
Maybe so again it happened at the stage door, but I went to stage door Mean Girls on Broadway, and I met Gray Henson, who plays Damien, and he looked up and he was like, oh, I've seen your video, and I was like, what the hell? And I was very tongue-tied, and when he said, what's your name? And I said, Amy, and he was like, my name's Gray, and I was like, I know. And it was one of those really awkward moments, because he knows I know his name, and then I said it, and it was just very British and awkward. Yeah, but he was lovely, and it was really cool, but yeah.
Do you have any questions?
Not at the moment.
Did you bring the piece of paper with you that I gave you?
It's in my back pocket.
Well, why don't we do that now?
Oh.
So we've given her some questions so that she feels she has some part in this.
I'm ready.
So basically, it's a.
For God's sake.
For God's sake. So she's gonna read a sentence. She's gonna read you a sentence, and you have to finish the sentence.
Okay.
So it's like a question.
I could have said all that.
Well, you didn't. We had this problem last time. She's like, you didn't give me a chance to speak. I said, well, I can't just wait 20 seconds in silence in case you have a question.
I kept putting my hand up.
Yeah, but I was looking here.
Yes.
Behind me. Anyway.
Not him. Right. You've got to
Yeah, I'm
the
ready.
end of it, if I can see it.
This is a big moment, everyone.
Behave. The song that means the most to me is...
Insert
Oh,
answer.
wow. I think the song that means the most to me is maybe Anything Worth Holding On To by Scott Allen. Maybe a little deep, but long story, but I think it was just the first time that I heard a song that I was like, oh my god, I like feel that, like, because I listen to musical songs and I'm like, wow, feeling that in the feels, but this was like the real feels. Do you know what I mean? Does that make any sense whatsoever?
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't just somebody belting, it was like the words, you know. And I was sobbing. I remember I was sobbing all the way home on the tube home. And my friend was like, are you broken now? Like, when are you going to stop? I don't know, it just hit something, you know?
So in December, I'm going to New York to see some shows. What can you recommend?
Well, I would say the Cher show, but
It's not there.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. So I haven't seen it, but I think you should go and see Beetlejuice because I am obsessed with it. So the first, if you haven't listened to it, oh my god, the first time I listened to it, I was like, not sure, because Alex Brightman has like a really like rough tone in his voice, and I was like, oh, it kind of grates on me. But at first, it's like no. But on second listening, yes, and now I am hardcore obsessed, and I might go with you in December. Is there space in your suitcase? It's the most British joke ever, isn't it?
Yeah, not really, no.
Oh, well, sorry, didn't it?
But I'm sure you can get someone to fly you out there.
Yeah, I really want to go. I want to see Moulin Rouge as well.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure.
Right, Paul Wonterick, who works for Broadway.com, he said that it is...
Is he here?
I'm here, Amy. He said it's the best show he's seen on Broadway in 35 years. So,
Really?
yeah. I know. I mean, I'm no Paul Wonterick, but...
I didn't like the film. Just saying. Oh, sorry.
Wow.
Everything's closing though, isn't
Like a
it?
knife in the heart.
Like Pretty Woman's closing.
Yeah, boys.
Cher show's closing.
Do you know, I like the film of Pretty Woman, but I feel like the show is like watching the film on stage with unnecessary songs and bad impressions of Richard Gere and oh my God, what's her
Julia
name?
Roberts.
Julia Roberts. I fell asleep, so.
So top 3 shows that I should see.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Moulin Rouge, Mean Girls, yeah. Trying to think of everything I like's closed. Like the prom's closed.
I really wanted to see that.
Yeah, it was so good.
But they're making the film. So how do you feel about musicals being turned into films and films being turned into musicals?
I mean, I think films being turned into musicals can work if they're done right. So like Mean Girls, if you'd never seen the film of Mean Girls and you went to go and see the show, you could really enjoy it and it's still great. And if you've seen the film and go and see the show, it's a different take on it because it's not exactly the same story. It's the same gist, but there's lots of different bits about it. Because obviously it's a bit longer and, you know, for artistic license of how a musical works and carrying it, it's different, isn't it? But I think like Pretty Woman, for example, is I would consider a bad movie to musical. Switch over, I'm really sorry if anyone really likes it. But it's literally just the film on stage with songs. And like Beetlejuice, again, like I rewatched the film the other day. I haven't seen the show, but it's the way that the story goes through the music is very, very different. And I think that is how a movie to musical show will be successful and have like, well, I don't know, that's how I think it would be successful.
I haven't seen Pretty Woman, but is there like an awful song called like Big Mistake Huge? Because I went to see the iconic line where she's in the shop and the woman will see her.
Yeah.
Because I saw Frenzical at the Edinburgh Fringe last week, and it's one of the worst shows I've ever seen. And there's a song called We Were on a Break, where Ross just shouts "We were on a break" about 6 times, and that's the chorus.
Wow.
Like it's one of the worst songs I've ever heard.
Like, all I would say about Pretty Woman is like I couldn't sing a single song from it now, and I just think it's, you know, unmemorable. Is that a word? Unmemorable.
Yeah.
I don't remember any songs in the film.
No, the written songs for the musical. what they do, you know.
I was desperately trying to think. I don't remember any songs.
No.
Have you got like a favourite film that you'd love to see turned into a musical?
Right. So have you ever heard of Drop Dead Gorgeous? It's
I've not seen it.
Kirsten Dunst in it, and it's about a beauty pageant where like they all get killed off. I think it would be such a good musical. Like there's just so much scope in there for a musical. But my favourite film is Everest, about Mount Everest. I don't think it'd be a great musical. No. I know people think I'm again quite niche. But I just love Mount Everest. Yeah.
Have you ever thought of climbing it?
Do you know what? I have, but like the stairs are difficult for me to climb, so I'd definitely be one of the people who died on the way to base camp. I would not survive.
So I was talking about this to someone the other day, and we were talking about the most useless facts we know. Got any?
I feel like we should ask everyone a useless fact because you know there's not many of us, so we should all share. But my useless fact is that Margaret Thatcher was part. Savage over here.
Jeremy Corbyn.
I feel like we're in the 80s. But Margaret Thatcher was a scientist before she was a politician, and she was a part of the crew that invented Mr. Whippy ice cream. What? So she's good for something, you know?
I knew that one.
Ah.
So I know it's a good one.
That's always my interesting facts.
Mine
What's
is. What was it? Winston Churchill was born in a public toilet.
We're all very political, aren't we? Talk about Tony Blair.
It says he was born in the ladies' room at a dinner dance. So I put that into modern day terms of in a public toilet.
Fair.
You got any? I mean, everything you know is useless.
The question was an interesting fact.
If I spoke to my mum like that, she would
Useless
literally kick
fact.
me.
I thought you said interesting.
Useless, I said, didn't I?
Yeah, my Mr. Whippy one isn't interesting.
What do you think of the Cats trailer? Cats film?
I think I'm sure that everybody worked very hard on it, and I'm sure that, you know, they're very proud of it. I think it's just like not great vision. I think that's the issue. Like, why have the cats got boobs? Why is Judi Dench wearing a coat of her own fur? Did she skin like her twin and then, you know, take the fur? What's that about? I just have a lot of, like, right, so you know in the musical, you know, the cats, they have like fur on their faces and like around their heads to make their head not look like a little pea. Whereas the film, they've got like little pea heads with their little ears and then their boobs, and it's so weird. It's just uncomfortable, isn't it?
So this is kind of interactive Q&A. So if anybody does have a question for Amy, this is your chance to ask them. Would you like to go? Yes.
I was like, where are you going?
Yes, sir.
No, never give the night.
So, Amy, I'm from Blackpool as well.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
close to the file, but
Fair.
splitting hairs. But there's obviously like a big theatre history in Blackpool. Were your first experiences of the theatre in Blackpool, or were you kind of direct to West End?
I don't think that I was necessarily like exposed to the theatre in Blackpool. My mum really liked Golden Age musicals, so on a Sunday afternoon when she'd do the ironing, she'd put like a film on and I'd watch it. And I suppose that's how I kind of got into it. And then I went to like a dance school, and I used to like sing a lot around the house, and I was god awful. Like I just didn't understand like anything. Do you know what I mean? I'd just like shout. And my dance teacher went up to my mum at the end of class and was like, we were doing Annie, and she said, "Oh, Amy sings and she's really good. You should probably get her into classes." And my mum genuinely was like, "I think you've got the wrong child. It's my Amy can't sing." And but then anyway, it turned out that I'd just been practicing and just understanding it more and more. So anyway, and then I went to a drama group where again we did Annie, and I think just the people there, like we listened to Les Mis and Miss Saigon, and I suppose that was when I kind of got into it that way. Because the theatre scene in Blackpool isn't great now. Like, it definitely used to be, but it's just a lot of people, you know, dressing up as Elvis now, you know, on the promenade. It's not quite the same. I mean, there was just, I don't know, not great, I suppose, but yeah, I kind of jumped that.
Anybody else?
How do you plan your YouTube videos? Are they like, do you have a list of what you're going to do, or is it just spontaneous?
So I used to make lists, and then I'd bulk film, so I'd film like 8 videos in a day, and then I'd edit one, and then I don't know why, I used to just get like really bad anxiety about the other 7. I'd be like, I can't ever look at those again. I don't know why. I feel like if it wasn't done immediately, I just couldn't then look. I don't know, it's weird. So now I just kind of film when I want to film, and if I don't want to, then I don't want to, because if you're not in a great mental space and then you have to like edit your face for 6 hours, you're like, you are so annoying. Whereas I like to do it when I'm like feeling a bit better. So I just like pick a topic, whatever I want, and then I'll do it all, try and do it all in one day, and then it's more kind of fresh.
Have you, like, over the years, have you found that you've cared less and less about making sure the bed's made, making sure everything in the background looks
yes.
right?
Oh my god. Yeah, so I'll like move like a bag of rubbish that's like to take downstairs or something, but like I don't really, like I'll make my bed, but I won't make it.
It always
like,
looks very tiny.
does it really?
Yeah.
It doesn't where you can't see. Everything's just shoved on the floor. But yeah, I suppose I used to make a lot more effort, and I used to be really obsessed with how it all looked. And I mean, people aren't going to look at how tidy my bed is. Like, no one wants to see it. Like,
Is that not the point of YouTube? I'm always looking in the background. I'm always like, no, what's on their bedside table?
Yeah.
Like,
maybe I
what
need
is
to
it?
be careful about this.
They've got 3
Oh my
glasses
god,
there.
my bedside table.
And you're like, oh, they've got... Yeah, you have to go back and check. I'm always like, they've got 3 monks there. They obviously don't take their washing up down.
Oh god,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to start
That's my most exciting thing about watching YouTube.
I feel like you're watching it for the wrong things, babe.
Well, maybe.
Oh, anyone else?
I have one, but I'll just project. Yeah, no, don't worry, I'll deal with it, it's fine.
It's my own job. God, give me something to do.
Okay, Shag, Marry, Kill, Teal Wicks, Michaela Diamond, Stephanie J. Block.
Oh my god, that's so mean.
Yeah.
Oh god. Right.
You'd marry Stephanie J. Block, surely?
No. So I'd marry Michaela Diamond
I don't know
because
who that
she's
is.
so like, she's really sweet. And I watched this video where she was talking about her day and she was like, oh, I'm just gonna make some like avocado and eggs. And I'm like, I want my wife to make me avocado and eggs. So I'd probably marry her. I feel like I'd maybe kill Stephanie J. Block.
What?
Right? Because it's unfair for someone to be that amazing. Right?
I was going to say, this is the girl that said that the J must stand for Jesus.
It's true.
So I thought you were going to say
So I am
off
the
then.
Judas, it would appear.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and then Teal Wicks is fit, isn't she? So, you know, you got to go where the abs are.
I've only seen her in green.
In green. Oh, she was Alphabet.
Yeah.
She was in Finding Neverland.
Not seen it.
You should listen to it and sing along to the kids
Is that the
about
Gary Barlow
accents.
one? Gary Barlow?
But it's actually really good. It is classic.
Hi, I found your videos from your Glee videos.
Oh,
I
cool.
was a big Glee back in the day. I mean, still am at heart. So I was wondering if you could be a character on Glee, who would you be? Or if you don't think you would fit in as one of those characters, if you were on Glee, like what sort of person would you be like at
Right. Oh my god, such a good question. Also, thank you so much. I love Glee. Right, so as much as I'm kind of like pained to admit it, I think I'm a bit of a Rachel.
Yeah.
Like, she's a knobhead, but like, because she's so annoying, isn't she? Like, rewatching it, I'm like, I actually want to slap you, but I want to slap you because I realise how similar I am to you. And that's definitely a reason why I had no friends at school, because I was like, I am Rachel Berry. And I also used to put a star next to my name, and I still do, because now it's part of my signature. So Glee has had a very deep impact on me. So yeah, if I was a character, I'm probably the most similar to Rachel, and just because she's very extra, isn't she? She makes bad decisions all the time, but you know, she also likes Broadway.
Yeah.
I feel like we have that.
Has she been on Broadway?
Lee Michelle, she was in Spring Awakening before Glee. Fake fan, am I right?
I never said I was a fan.
Rude, because she's amazing. Yeah, so I probably would class myself as a Rachel, but if I was in Glee, which was my dream for so many years, oh my god, I applied for the Glee project, obviously no one got back to me, but I was always like, I'm going to be on Glee. I remember once I was sat in a Tesco like petrol thing with my mum, and I was like, Mum, I think I'm going to be on Glee. And she was like, I don't think so. And I was like, no, Mum, because you've got to believe these things, and I believe in my heart that Ryan Murphy's got to find me and put me on Glee, which is just hilarious. But I would probably, I don't know who I'd be really. I don't know, he's good at like showing the like trash side of people, isn't he? So I'd probably be an annoying, obnoxious YouTuber who's a failed musical theatre if I'm honest. Yeah.
So I'm from Bermuda.
Wow.
And I go to university in Birmingham, but I'm in London for the next week. What would you recommend I see while I'm here?
Ooh.
Right. So have you seen Six yet? Right, you have to see Six. 100%, you have to do it. You have to see Six. Have to see Come From Away if you haven't. Have you seen Come From Away?
That's amazing.
Oh, you have to see that as well. And Once on This Island. Oh my god, it's so good. I saw it on Broadway, and then I saw it I went to see it one day this week, and I think it was so much better than on Broadway. Like, I was like sobbing at the end. It was so beautiful, and it's so amazing because they're all like youth performers as well. But you would not know. It's like West End standard, and it was so like ambient and beautiful, and oh my god, I was a mess by the end. I was literally just a crying mess. When I saw it on Broadway, I was like, oh yeah, that was nice. But like, it was great. You should definitely go and see it.
What is your dream role if you want to be musical?
Well, if you go to youtube.com/, I actually did a video today that was my dream roles. So I've got many because, you know, I just want a job really. But I'll say ones that weren't in my video today in case anybody does want to go and watch it. I want to play Madame Thénardier in Les Mis. I want to be who else? Oh, I want to be Melchior in Spring Awakening. I know that's not going to happen, but you know, a girl can dream. I want to be Peter in Bear. I want to be the boys' roles. So many. I want to be the white cat in Cats. Do you know, right? So I did a show. I've got so many weird stories, I'm really sorry. I did a show called Cock-a-Doodle Moo that we did. Yeah, I played a cow, and I used to wake everyone up on the farm each morning by saying Cock-a-Doodle Moo. And that was basically the story.
Did you put a costume on?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I know. I had this like lovely hat with little cow ears sticking out of it.
Did you see?
Yeah.
I played Peter Rabbit once, and I couldn't see a thing.
Oh God.
So people were just pushing me around.
When have you ever played Peter Rabbit?
I would say Isabel's party.
You dressed up.
I put the costume on. It was the same thing. I just didn't have thousands of people
You
watching.
didn't play Peter Rabbit, did you? You put on a costume at a 5-year-old birthday party.
We've all got to start somewhere. True, I'm sorry.
Well, anyway, the man who wrote the show. He was like a little loopy, and I convinced him that I had been on the West End Cats as the white cat, and he was so sweet. He's like, Amy, I just can't believe that you had this life before us, and you were a ballet dancer, and what happened. I was like, wow, but he fully believed me. Just again, a bit niche things that I like to do with my spare time.
She's called Victoria.
She is called Victoria. Yeah, I do. That's actually my middle name. Fun fact.
There we go, we're learning it all today. Okay.
Or is that a lie?
Right, so basically, my last name isn't Lovatt. And earlier, Ed was like, can you sign this poster? And we were laughing about how I nearly wrote my real name. And then on the next one, I wrote my real name. So I've ruined the poster because it doesn't say Amy Lovatt anymore.
We're going to sell it on eBay in a few years.
Someone finds out what your name is.
I'm a mess on it.
I'll keep that one for myself. So, this week was National Joke Day. So to end, have you got any good jokes?
I've got many a joke. Right, let me think of my favourite. Did you hear about the 3 holes in the ground?
No.
Well. Well, that's good, isn't it? That is classic. What kind of cheese do you use to hide a horse?
Mascarpone. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I don't know.
mascarpone! Thank you.
I
could go all day, but I won't.
I have been researching chicken on the internet this week. Don't ask why.
Is this a joke?
And no, actually, I was looking for.
It's taken a turn.
I was looking for play on words with chicken type things, and this has actually been making me laugh all weekend. What did the baby chicken say when he saw his mother sitting on an orange? Look what Mama laid.
I think it'd be better in an American accent, isn't it? Yeah. It's great though.
And I don't think we can end on a
Willie's a
better
big
note
fan.
than that.
I've still got 3 left.
Oh, go on then. Because that's gone down
really
so
sorry.
well.
They're like, please, I want to go home.
No, I
Oh, this is hilarious.
Oh my lord.
Oh, God, maybe not. When I'm drunk, I am
A mess.
Oh my God.
In all honesty.
I wish I could get off this stuff.
Yeah, go home. Get some Yorkshire puddings and gravy. And sit in bed.
I want to be remembered for
Not this.
I've finished.
I think we all have. Thank you all for coming. And
Thank you, everyone.
I hope you had a good time. So we have 2 more months left in our residency here. Next month we have Luke Bayer, who's been in Everybody's Talking About Jamie, and is also a big YouTube person. He was on X Factor when he was about 6.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah. He was about
6.
14. He was mentored by Cheryl Cole,
Was he?
I want to say.
And he's going on the ship.
Why are you
Did you know
crying?
that?
I'm not funny.
I can't stop
It's a
laughing.
gift.
And that's all I c- oh. No, I was just going to say, all the people that paid to come, and lots of people did. Is it black coming down?
Alice Cooper.
Well, they've missed out because I think Amy's been amazing.
Oh, okay.
They've missed out. I need some tissues.